target, even with Featherstorm, it's going to be pretty tough. So I actually like Gen.g's comp a lot more. Even though neither of these comps feels super strong, they feel a little bit dated, I kind of lean it towards Gen.g here.
Yeah, I
position on Hololive Esports. So as we head into the second game, the onus really is here on Hololive Esports to make this draft that feels like 60% of what is a strong draft come to fruition, because Chovy on set, you know, he's one of the first players to play it consistently in the mid lane. I remember when he played at Worlds, all the casters. Like defensive Gnar ultimate, yeah.
So many tools.
But, you know, it's the amount of damage. Lid's coming in.
So there's no flash here on Vista, so he looks like he's just dead. Although a kill traded back here by Deft. Really nicely done to make the most of it. Ruler really struggling to make it into that fight. Your Crux. Now, Klid is down here again. Yep. Seems like Hololive haven't really read into this possibility.
Deft has flash, and he's so far out of position.
They're just going to go for Vista here again. If they get the knock-up, I think he's just dead. Easy kill, and they had no idea. Great pathing from Klid to make his way down there, and Hololive just caught with their pants down once again.
Now,
he's on the hunt again.
Chovy's in trouble.
Klid, he loved the action from game number 1, and now Chovy's like, yeah, let me just go ahead and CS.
Yeah. Chovy was like, do I try to kill BDD or do I get these minions?
At least my CS number will look good. Yeah. He's got that going for him. But Klid is just running like tank. And this is the third game.
Okay. Vista's dead again.
And they had the kill over to BDD. This is getting real rough for Hololive. I mean,
I think, you know, Chovy had just used his teleported back to catch the wave that BDD pushed into his turret as he died. Then he had to deal with that, so he couldn't rotate down. It's perfect timing.
Oh, Rascal is looking for it, but he's going to come face to face with the enemy jungle. He will not get the kill, and Johan is in position to deny that. So Rascal, he's, you know, I like the energy. He understands, right? He's like, all right, we're getting a lot of kills. We're being aggressive. That's what this is about.
I feel like you're like a slightly disappointed coach, but also like, you're like
good effort, good effort,
good hustle.
You get him next time, sport.
All things considered, this could be a lot worse.
Oh, I do not believe that Johan saw him. And Klid knows exactly where he is. So here we go with the equalizer down, just trying to get away, but he ults and predicts it, and Klid is just stomping Hololive tonight. What is going on?
Rascal comes through too, it's not over yet.
And here's BDD. He's up here on the top side too. He wants part of the fun.
How many rotations does it take to screw in a...
Yeah.
They're not able to get the kill there on the top side. Meanwhile, Deft is playing angry.
The Deft comp, right? You get a bunch of shields up, you get a pretty thick front line, as we mentioned during the pick ban, and you kind of just play defensive. You're like a brick wall, and you try to deny the engage. This is just a 1v1 that Rascal might just go for, and that's going to be it. The Paranoia execution from Rascal. 1v1. Morgan does not respect it, and that is just straight up outplay from Rascal.
I mean, that was just so strange because that's not a good thing. That's not something you ever want to have to do.
Uh-oh, here we go. No Featherstorm used just yet. Everybody is teleporting into this fight. The Paranoia will be used, and Gen.g saying, hey, you want to go? We're going to go. They're jumping in onto Vista, and there it is. The execution comes out from BDD. Nice amount of damage is being thrown out, though, and now the Wombo combo comes out from the Gnar, and the Zaya pulls in all the feathers. Johan burns them to a crisp, and that is the ace going the way of Hololive.
Now notice Vista was the first one to be blown up. Who's the other person dead on Hololive? It's Chovy. Every single cooldown, every single ability was tossed into a set who tanked the majority of that damage.
I feel like we've seen this before.
Yeah, this literally happened in our first series. It feels like I've seen so many times. The Featherstorm is good here, you know, from Deft. But like, I feel like so many times I watch these scenarios, and look at where Deft stands in this fight. He's completely untouched. And Vista's executed, and look at that. Nope, Chovy gets the grab here, and instead of turning, everybody tries to focus down Chovy, and the Haymaker not only does a massive amount of damage, but it allows the free flamethrower to come through here from Chovy. You see Morgan come through with the Gnar as well, but the target selection in that fight was just not correct. As soon as the showstopper came through, Gen.g forgot who they were came to kill.
Deft? He has Flash and Featherstorm, but he's still dead, I think. One more auto, he gets it done, and that's a shutdown into the pockets of Ruler. He has an insane team fight in the last one, and then he just kind of gets caught by himself in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Try to the mid lane. If the Rakan comes in and you cannot avoid the knockup, you have to respect it. But he didn't. You mentioned the greed, and I think that was the greediest thing. He should have just flashed it at Featherstorm, but he didn't.
Meanwhile,
Rascal is just going to die. Not sure what's going on with people just randomly getting caught in side lanes, but we've seen that bunch over the last.
I think they just want to play around a lot of this vision. You can't paranoia in if you don't have that vision. If you can clear all that out and then start to make your way towards the Drake, it makes it a lot more difficult for the engage to happen for Rascal. And Morgan has the ability to make a play happen, but he's only got a little bit of time.
Okay, Morgan, you use that Gnar onto Klid, and Klid survives. So now a big cooldown is gone, and in goes the knockup. Huge play from Life, gets the big engage. But Vista staying alive, Toby's staying alive. Can they do anything? Doesn't look like Toby's going to do it alone this time around, and that's a double kill. What an engage from the side of gen.g, and also the Gnar being used so early on. They see blood in the water, and they win a huge team fight, plus the Drake.
Yeah, that's the issue. You use the Gnar so early, he times out. So he feels he has to do something. You sit back and wait, and essentially you're going to be 4v5ing in that fight without the Mega Gnar. So he decides to go in, but it's the wrong choice. And then this composition, right, like I said, so difficult to play against all the dive and all the threats on gen.g's side. But when you're actually the ones trying to set up a failed engage, because look at the Morgan's bar here. He has to use this, right? But he can't pick off Klid. He can't get the kill. Now he's Baby Gnar again. And look at the flash. If you're not set up here, you are just going to get trashed on by the composition of gen.g. I mean, even the Rakan ult follow-up there was just so beautiful. And it's so easy.
Def gets caught. He didn't have flash.
Execution of this draft for Hanwha Life, it just doesn't have the same sort of synergy. As Chovy's on the wrong side of this team fight.
Chovy, I think he was looking to get life here, but that's not actually going to happen. gen.g looking to turn this one around. He goes in onto the set.
Again.
Do they have the damage to take him out? The answer is pretty much no, and it is just a crazy wombo combo into the backline. BDD's going to be the first one to go down, and this time around, Def stays alive. And this is what we've seen so many times.
Is this a magnet set or something? Like, why is everybody so attracted to him? Why do you ult the set of all the people you can ult in this fight, of all the people to right click? He has Haymaker.
Ruler's trying to go 1v3 right now, and I feel like Ruler's one of the only people who could do that on a low-range carry, like a Kaisa.
It's like Chovy and gen.g are trying.
Teleport coming in from Rascal, and I don't think Hanwha Life have any idea until right now. Where Rascal does show on the ward. We are going to be fighting over this Infernal Drake, the Gnar bar, reaching very close, and this is for the Infernal Soul. Into the backline, they get Deft again, but this time it's Infernal Soul, and Deft will go down. He uses his Featherstorm, but it is not enough, and now BDD is just literally assassinating people from 100 to 0. Triple kill, Penta, yells Ruler. But I don't think it's going to be the case here. They're a little bit too far away. BDD wants it, and with no Baron up, I suppose it's okay.
It's okay
that they are chasing for this, but...
Indeed.
Okay, watch this. Rascal's trying to go 1v2, and he's gonna do it! Somehow! We don't get to see how that fight begins, but he makes it happen. And that is a huge play.
He has Randwins, he has steel caps. I guess that's going to be pretty handy here. We're going straight into this.
We're rushing this replay.
This is behind the scenes of how our replays are made. Okay, here we go.
How it's made.
They hide, they wait, they see him, and then he just comes straight in and gets a ton of value off of this spear.
Interesting that he focuses the full health Rumble, identifying the threat of the two.
I mean, that's where the real damage is going to come through, because Gnar doesn't have his bar up. And if you look at where we are in this game now, sure, there was a scary moment there for just a second, but this makes the Baron free. Like, it was already probably going to be almost impossible for Hanwha Life to
that turret on the push.
Yeah, I mean, now you just back off, come down, mid turrets down, look at the bot lane, Rascal's here. He's looking for all, they're looking for all three. I mean, you can't deal with, you can't actually deal with any of this pressure without grouping. And even if you do group, you're somewhat vulnerable. Anyone's on the edge, because his comp will actually collapse and kill you. And that was the theme, and has been this entire game.
Yeah, lots of threats on the side as BDD is looking for blood, takes out the Rumble, and in goes Ruler, assassinates Deft 1v1, and we will have our Ruler ending, as he mentioned, before the games even began. This is going to be the 2-0 going the way of gen.g tonight. And what an exciting series, Gen.g able to pull it out here. Game number 1 was absolutely insane. Game number 2 just reaffirmed what we learned from the first game, and that is that Gen.g is the better team tonight. And they absolutely proved it here in the second game. Jovi gonna make a last stand, but that will be his 6th death of game number 2. And in 31 minutes, Gen.g will take down the Nexus, having a little bit of fun with their Zhonya's before they do the job.
And this is going to be one of those series that starts with a bang. One of our closest and definitely our most exciting game of the split to start it off. But game 2 kind of ends with a whimper.